If you're here, chances are you want to know how to set up a playpen for gerbils and what kind of things you can or should include. Or maybe you just want to know how to get your gerbils to be more comfortable while out for free roam time so they don't try and jump or chew their way to freedom. Either way, you've clicked on the right video. Today I'm going to be sharing how I set up my playpen to keep Timon and Pumbaa contained, entertained and comfortable. If you take gerbils from their enclosure and put them in a playpen with no way home, you may notice them anxiously running around looking for a way to get out. This is because gerbils are natural homebodies, and as a species they like to stay as close to their burrows as possible. They're not natural adventurers like hamsters, so they may feel more comfortable if they have a way back to their enclosure. Because of this, it may be beneficial to set up your playpen in front of their tank with a tunnel or ramp connecting the two. I used just a ramp for a while with no problems, but then Pumbaa ran too fast and flung herself off. She landed on a box, so was fine thankfully, but the ramp got a guardrail upgrade. Timon, at this stage, was still completely unwilling to leave the safety of her enclosure, so I modified the ramp again, this time turning it into a tunnel, and almost instantly she decided to give it a try. She very quickly realised she liked it, and it's now out 5 times as much as Pumbaa, so a tunnel may be better at encouraging your gerbils out if they're shy like Timon. One thing to note about this particular playpen is that the panels are made from thin plastic and there are gaps at the corners. I learned the hard way that gerbils can poke their noses through the gaps and chew the panels, so make sure you use the stoppers as well as the cable ties. You may also notice that I stick folders over the edge of the playpen. This is just because I've got a bit of a wonky floor, so the playpen doesn't sit flat unless it's weighted. Now once you've got your playpen set up, you'll need some activities for the gerbils. While plastic and fabric may not be suitable for use inside their enclosure, you can use them in the playpen, as long as you remove them if the gerbils start chewing on them. It's also a good idea to include lots of cardboard to help direct their chewing attention. You can use printed boxes as a temporary option, but it's much better if you can use plain undyed cardboard boxes. Small boxes can make great hides, or you can cut up some larger boxes and make your own hides with flour glue. As well as giving them lots of places to hide to help them feel more secure, you can sprinkle some treats around the enclosure and use foraging toys to help build up a positive association. Another tip on getting them more comfortable comes from Shadow the Rat. You can use liquid treats such as 100% peanut butter or pureed fruit and vegetables on a spoon and let them eat these out in the open. This works because they're constantly getting tiny bits of reinforcement with every mouthful and they can't run away with it to eat in a hide. You can also use this as an easy trick to weigh them completely stress-free. Something else that I find really useful to include is a sand bath for the gerbils to use as a toilet, although they may still occasionally leave little surprises around the playpen for you. But these can be easily wiped up with an unscented baby wipe. I also like to use slate placemats around the playpen to help them wear down their claws while they're out exploring. You can include an extra water bottle or bowl if you want to, but if they have a way back to their enclosure, this isn't necessary. A soil dig box can be another fun addition to a playpen. You can also set up a pet carrier as a hay and paper dig box, which can also help your gerbils get more comfortable with a carrier in case they ever need to use it for travelling or the vets. You can also use playpen time as an opportunity to teach your gerbils tricks, like how to spin or coming to you when you call them. We also discovered that our gerbils really like chasing our fingers, so we developed the worm game. We poke dried mealworms underneath the playpen and wiggle it around for the gerbs to chase. They're always so pleased with themselves when they catch a worm. So that we don't give them too many mealworms, we'll sometimes use a seagrass twist instead, which then becomes a mini game of tug-of-war. If you try this, just make sure you're really gentle, and don't pull too hard or you could risk snapping their teeth. Just very gentle wiggles is more than enough. Playpens can also be a really good way to bond with your gerbils if you sit in with them and let them use you as a climbing frame. And I found that being out in the playpen exploring and getting reinforcement has really helped to increase Timon's confidence. She's still quite shy and timid, but she's gotten much bolder since she's been having daily adventures. While it can be good to add new things to your playpen, it's a good idea to try and keep at least some things consistent so that they smell familiar to your gerbils, which helps to identify an area as a safe space for them. When you initially start using a playpen, you could use some things from their enclosure that already have their scent to help them feel more comfortable. But over time, if your gerbils are enjoying the space, you may find them running around scent marking everything to claim it as their own. It's important to remember that you don't need to spend a lot of money to deck out your playpen. There's plenty of ideas for DIY toys that you can use as sources of enrichment, and I show some of my favourites in this video. So check out that for more ideas, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.